I'm Gena,
And I'm Eric.
and this is Why We Opera. The thing about opera is it brings together the beauty of music, theater, dance, literature, and most importantly, in my opinion, the human journey.
You're coming up against a social phobia. It's like when I lecture to little kids and I say opera, they go, ah. There's all the cartoons that have made fun of opera singers and the big voice and all of that stuff, and not understanding what's going on and being inducted into it. It's bigger than life. It amplifies life, and it's really remarkable. Intermountain Opera has been a mainstay for me since I came back to Montana. The whole progress of what it is and what it's become has been quite remarkable, and it's here to stay.
I was always stunned how it would captivate our children as well as be meaningful to my husband and myself.
Once people experience opera, it's pretty irresistible.
We love the spirit of community that's created whenever there's going to be an opera.
My dad always taught me, as a great educator, that you never play down to a Midwestern or a Western audience, that their aesthetic is very high and they're hungry for it. Bring your A game. So with Intermountain, because it always is an A game, it's just really, it has deep appeal. It satisfies a tremendous longing.
We always look forward to going out in the town before we arrive at the opera and having a beverage or a very small plate before we take our seat.
The performances of late with Intermountain Opera have been stunning emotionally because it's like the real thing. Non-airbrushed, but really high quality, in your face. I would talk to my students a lot about the suspension of disbelief, and that whenever they go to a movie, they let go of reality. And you have to work a little bit in a movie, but it's overtaking because it's so, big screen. But with opera, you're inducted so quickly into the experience. And before there were movies, it was opera.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And to go back to that medium, that is the zenith of entertainment and information, because art does change you. It teaches you. It gives you a new compass bearing. And it's magical, pure and simple. Mm-hmm. The voices that you've been bringing to Intermountain Opera are almost more on the lyric opera side. These beautiful voices, but they're not the big dramatic vibrato you can drive a Peterbilt truck slalom through. It's quite beautiful. And I think a lot of local folks might not be aware that most professional singers, whether they're country singers, jazz singers, rock singers, all study voice. Because if you're going to use it to, make your living, it has to be conditioned and it has to be protected. And so the same singing technique goes into all of this. With opera, you're inducted so quickly into the experience.
I'm most looking forward to the Baroque opera that will start the season off this fall.
I'm also excited about the Baroque opera, and to have Baroque Music Montana as the performance force is Liftoff. It's going to be jaw-dropping. That should actually make international news. If you've got the courage to go to an opera, you'll never not go again.